What's up?
Hello, salutations. How's everybody doing? Happy Thursday, I think it is.
It is Thursday. What's up, Daniel?
What's up, Daniel? How's everybody doing? Thank you for joining us. So, how's your day going, Desert? How are things?
It was pretty good. Was going over inventory at the shop and realized I might not have nothing to do the last 2 days of the month.
That's awesome.
Well, kind of. Yes and no. You know?
Well, you got to tell them that you're really busy anyways. Be like, yeah, I got all kinds of stuff I'm taking care of, straighten things up, organizing things, even if you don't, you know what I mean?
Oh, well, it's going to give me the time to like do the other stuff I need to do. Get the warehouse straightened up, get the vans cleaned out, get them, I mean, there's stuff I can do, but like houses and stuff like that, I don't have anything coming up those last 2 days. So that's nice.
That's nice.
Yes. How about you?
Well, I was just talking sweet nothings into my wife's ear. There's this lady lives down the street, really close to my house, and she makes these empanadas and whatever food you want. It's pretty cheap. I was like, babe. She asked me if I wanted to go out like into the city tonight. I was like, why don't we just get in the car, just the two of us? We'll dress up, and then we'll go sit outside this lady's house and order a couple empanadas and eat them by ourselves and not tell our kids.
There you go.
Right?
I like empanadas.
Yeah, dude. They're fire. For like, each one is, dude, probably 50 cents, what it boils down to. You know what I'm saying? When my parents and my brother were here, we went there. We had 30 of them between the four of us. Or 5, probably. And yeah, it was crazy. But I mean, they're good. You know what I'm saying? They're good.
Yep. Ooh, speaking of Mexican food, you just got me hyped up a little bit because I'm going down to my brother's this weekend to help him. Not to help him, to actually fix his carport for him. And the breakfast burritos at the local freaking Mexican restaurant are fire, bro.
Dude,
and I miss it. We don't have that up here. I mean, we have Mexican restaurants up here, but we don't have that.
I was just telling somebody the other day that like, even though Kentucky like just sounds like the most like backwoods part of the United States, kind of, right. It's true depending on where you're at, but there is really, really good Mexican, Thai food. You can find some good Italian food. You can find some like bangers. You have to know where you're going, but you can definitely find some crazy bangers. And
it's not like the Mexican food here, bro. I'm talking the little shanty.
Dude, I get what you're saying.
Like a 12 by 12 room. Nobody speaks English except for the cashier, and she barely speaks English. She knows.
Like sometimes you order and you get what you got. You didn't get what you ordered.
Right. Bunch of little grandmas in the back, Yeah, for sure.
Dude, what I would do for like some Al Pastor right now.
What's up, Jay Coco? You have a good
Jay
night.
Coco, big love to you. What's up, Third Patriot? We were just talking about you, man. You were killing it. And excited to talk about this Boss DAO proposal, which we probably won't do in this stream, but I think we're going to have some conversations on the side about it because it is shaping up. I'm kind of excited about how it's shaping up, to be honest. And some of the other stuff we got in the pipeline. I'm going to be talking to Palm Economy in January. Yes. I'm going to be talking to one of the guys next Friday. And so that'll be exciting. And then might have John Allen Woods in January. Nice. And that'll be big.
So is the other guy, are you going to be interviewing Daniel Friedman?
He will be in January, and then Theodore is the other one, which I'll be talking to next week.
Okay. Yeah. I'm still waiting for my allotment of Palm Economy.
I'll tell him. I'll be like, hey, in Desert Crypto, he gets a bonus.
I've been waiting. Damn it.
Yeah.
All the tokens.
But I'm super excited, dude, and I'm so excited about Endeavor. So, like, one of the conversations I actually had, so I'm going to share this with everybody, is that their Palmyra Endeavor is kind of like the mechanism you can use, sort of like Seed Starter, where you can get that beginning money, right?
Right.
But then some of the other stuff that they do is like the supply chain tracking and like being able to see where everything is going, where it came from, and all that stuff. And for a lot of international business now, with especially like the US and Europe, they are demanding the supply chain part to actually be able to track where everything goes. And then so having those two things together, we were sharing some ideas. I was talking about some things I knew about, and they were like, well, fundraising mechanism with Palmyra Endeavor, and then also the supply chain tracking, which is necessary to do like the international trade, which is what that palm economy is about, right? Being able to actually trade those commodities internationally. So I think that's awesome. And I think what they're doing, I don't know if you've seen the little short videos Dan has put out about his trip following the whole process of lithium production in Argentina.
No.
So I don't think he actually put out like
the whole process.
Yeah.
Like the whole process, like as in
the little went to like 5 different places to like see
the little kids, you know, digging in the mines and stuff like that. All
yes, but I have a feeling that he couldn't in outside of the US, well, even in the US, sometimes journalists and people that are talking about things that are actually happening are safer if they don't, right? And so I noticed that he talked about some things he was doing, but didn't actually like give a like, oh, this is everything we saw, this is everything we did. So I'm gonna ask him those things when he's stateside.
Right.
Yeah. And like, dude, even in Honduras, like journalists, man, journalists. And I was just reading an article about Nicaragua where a lot of journalists and even American people talking about the stuff going on there have disappeared or been silenced.
People don't see that's, I don't want to get into politics. Well, I guess it's not politics, but the entitled youth of our nation does not understand the freedoms that they have just by being a U.S. citizen. You know what I mean? All this BS that they go on and drone on about gays for Palestine. You know what I mean? That's the dumbest shit ever. You would be stoned to death in Palestine if you were gay. I'm sorry. They don't allow that. So that, you know, it's the just things like that, you know, the freedom of the speech that we have. And, you know, yes, we have a very bloody history. Every country on earth has a very bloody history. Every country on earth had slavery. Some countries still have slavery to this day. So it's just,
no. I get where you're going.
I'm gonna stop right there.
Yeah, but I was gonna say I get where you're going, but I understand what you're saying. The freedom to be able to express your ideas here, you have that, and then to say that you're being oppressed or to be complaining because of that, you don't understand how powerful that actually is. Yeah, I've got my
just the simple fact that you have the freedom to talk smack about our political leaders or things like that, or the government or anything like that, proves the lack of oppression.
Yeah. But do not make unhackable, uncrackable data security software and private communications, or else, you know what I mean?
Right.
FBI.
Right.
CIA, you're done for. Rest in peace, John McAfee. Anyways, with that, let's get into
that charge. You know, that's funny. I just I looked at my phone earlier and I had an email. You've just been you know, such and such charge on your credit card for your renewal for McAfee antivirus.
Yep.
So
All right, so let's go ahead and reset the room. Everybody, make sure that you give us a little like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. We are coming to you live every Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. Tomorrow is the only exception. It'll be me. I'll be running the show. And but Monday through Friday, every day we're here. On the weekends, we have interviews come out. And man, we come to you live every single day. We give you the market updates. We talk about news and things that are going on. I have a really exciting one about Desert's favorite coin, Bitcoin SV. I think that's probably my favorite article that I've read to date. So, and I will say, maybe I'll find the clip here and I'll play it for everybody here in a second. But we'll go into market update, and then I'm going to share this clip that I really like from the interview I had with Bitcoin OS, and then from there we'll hop into the Bitcoin SV article.
Yeah. Sounds good. Let's do it.
Right. So without further ado,
All right. I just refreshed the data, so we have the most accurate. We're down 5.4% today, back down to 3.479 trillion. Decent amount of volume, especially for a Thursday, coming in at 375 billion. Bitcoin dominance at 54.9, Ethereum at 11.7, and 10 Gwei to send an ETH transaction. Man, I'm telling you, I might have to do that now, but I tried to send an ETH transaction this afternoon, and I was like, screw this. It was like $40 to send it. I was like, I'm not sending it. You know what I mean? I'm not sending that much money to pay $40 for gas. I'll wait. It's not that important.
And you were only sending 30? Yeah. That's what Ethereum's like.
I mean, I was sending a good chunk, but $40? No, I'm good. It wasn't.
You might as well Western Union that piece.
Right. It wasn't necessary to do at that point in time. So maybe tonight before I go to bed, it's usually cheap. I'll send it tonight, do what I got to do. But yeah, I was like, no. Reminds me of why I got out of Ethereum and into Cardano. So we got Bitcoin coming in at 96,460, down 2.5% on the day. We got Ethereum coming in 33.95, down 4.7. Look, Tether's up 0.5%. That's nice. We got XRP at 231, up 3.6%. BNB still under 700 at 669, coming in at down 0.6. Solana under 200 now. Woo! Coming in at 195, down 2.9%. Dogecoin at 3167, down 9.1%. Excuse me. And Cardano at 898, down 3.5%. Tron and Avalanche both down. Chainlink, it looks like Chainlink popped up a spot, but it's still down. Let's take a look at the biggest gainers on the day. Movement is up 30%. Hyperliquid is up 9.2%. Mantle's up 8.2%. There's a few gainers. I didn't think we'd see any. Big Get Token, Flare, Hedera, XRP, Mantra. Mantra has not really dropped that much, though. Look, it's held pretty tight. It's almost at $4. And ever since it ran up to whatever, 426, and then it dumped, it hasn't really been above $4. So it's actually holding pretty strong. Look at that, only down 1% on the 7-day. So it's actually holding relatively strong. Let's look at the biggest losers. And Pudgy Penguins takes first place, down 11%. Lido Dow down 11. Doge down 10. Beam down 9. Phantom down 8.5. Phantom down 8.5. Athena at 8.3. It's an inside joke. Uniswap down 8.4%. Tokenize Exchange down 10.7%. And the list just keeps going. So You guys got to remember, the trend is your friend, and the trend is bearish right now. But apparently, people don't understand this concept because, boom, 1 billion. Well, it just changed. It was at 1 billion in liquidations over the past 24 hours. The past 12 hours, we're showing 746 million in liquidations. And these are longs. Look, these are people trying to catch the bottom, end up catching a falling knife, and they're 639 million in longs liquidated. So that's kind of crazy. You know, the trend is your friend, and the trend is bearish right now. So
Crypto King was looking for a long.
Yes, that's I wouldn't be. I'm not looking for a long. You know, I do. I mean, I have some low leverage longs, but I've had them for a while. You know what I mean? I'm just sitting on them. I got a SWE and a Bitcoin, but it's low leverage. I'm not worried about getting liquidated, and I didn't enter it like today or yesterday, so I am down a good bit. But I'm not worried about it. It'll bounce back. Liquidation is real low. The max pain for Bitcoin right now is 82 grand. Let's look at this. So fear and greed only dropped a point down to 74. And we got to go to options, max pain. And so the Friday after Christmas, so a week and a day from tomorrow, max pain is sitting at 82 grand still. I don't think now what?
That was the max pain for Bitcoin.
Now?
I think it was just kind of like a sarcastic.
Oh. So the max pain, and this is on Durbit, is 82,000. What is this? This is the 22nd. So, right, 12, 22.
See, I called it. Joke.
Oh,
See,
okay.
right now it's the max pain. I mean, it feels like it. It does feel like it's painful to watch.
The 22nd is Sunday. So the max pain for this Sunday is at 100K. But next Friday is going to be, and I'm assuming, I don't know, that's got to be like the end of the year. It's just weird to me that maybe somebody in the chat knows on why it's on the 27th. Is it because it's a Friday? There's no trading Monday and Tuesday before Christmas, or I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why that is, but that's on Durbit. We can check Binance. So Binance, did it not switch, or is it the same? Okay. So on OKX, it's 85,000 with 1 billion. And this Sunday's max pain is still 100. Binance, why is it not changing? Why is it not giving me Binance's data? That's super weird. I changed it to Binance, but it's not giving me any data. So there you go. There's your max pain price. That's where we're at. I personally wouldn't be looking for any longs right now. The move has already been made to the downside, in my opinion. There's probably still a little bit of meat left on the bone, but I don't know. I would just be real hesitant to be doing any trading right now. If you are trading, tight stop losses, make sure you have multiple points of confluence, and just be safe because you get liquidated quick. So other than that, that is the state of the market. You got something you want to play?
Yep. So, all right. We see this. We all good here?
I think at some point everyone has been called Satoshi Nakamoto. I can assure you, none of them are. We're all Satoshi. So
That's like,
yeah,
It's not playing.
except for Craig Wright. Craig Wright is
everybody except for Craig Wright. That's 100%.
Hey, pause it. Craig Wright,
Yep.
a judge just sentenced him to 1 year in prison.
I know. That was the first article I was going to go into, because he says everybody gets Satoshi except for Craig Wright, right? And so I was going to go straight into the Satoshi article. But
okay.
yeah, into the Craig Wright article. But yeah, it was a really great conversation. There were some really like massively good takes. I almost want to like show another. Can I show another? I'm going to show another. Let's see. Maybe I'll go into the article and I'll come back and this will be loaded by then. But here is the article. So, Craig Wright, who we love to dunk on because he makes it easy, fake Bitcoin creator Craig Wright. First of all, what an excellent title. Gets sentenced to a year in prison. So this guy, if you guys don't know, Craig Wright is famous for claiming to be Satoshi and suing anybody that said he wasn't. And that's basically his whole arc in crypto is getting paid to speak places because he claimed to be Satoshi and talk about Bitcoin. And apparently like he was like close, but he wasn't like actually ever that close. There are a lot of other people that were a lot closer. He was just aware of the stuff going on at the time. But he basically got paid lavish amounts of money to go be present in places and speak places, talking about Bitcoin and how amazing it is. But sued anybody that said he wasn't Satoshi or questioned that he was Satoshi. And that was his claim to fame. He even sued people that were like doing things that he disagreed with because he was Satoshi. But
he sued Peter McCormick and like lost. No, he sued Peter McCormick. I don't want to get it wrong, but I know he sued Peter McCormick over things that he said.
Yeah. Anybody that said he wasn't Satoshi, probably.
Yeah.
All right. So I've got it. This is loaded up now. And so I'm going to share this now because that's basically the whole thing. He finally got in trouble for claiming to be Satoshi. We love that. That's great. Screw Craig Wright, to be honest.
What's special about Cardano is it's the largest smart contract platform in the world that is UTXO based. And Bitcoin is UTXO based as well. Now, if anyone's listening, what does UTXO mean? Basically, there's two ways of keeping track of things on a blockchain. There's what's known as the UTXO model, which is unspent transaction outputs. And there's the account-based model. So one way that I sometimes explain the difference between this is forget about the blockchain. Let's think about the sock chain, right? How do you know how many socks you have? Well, there are two ways you could do it. You could like keep a list. You could keep a record on a piece of paper. I own this many socks. Or you can go into your drawer and count the number of socks you have, right? And the UTXO model is the number of socks you have in your drawer is sort of like the number of socks you have, except that you can do transactions. So if you move some of your socks to the washing machine, now the number of socks you have is the number of socks you have on your feet, in your drawer, and in your washing machine. You basically just count those out. Those are unspent outputs. The account-based method is you have a piece of paper which says how many socks you have. Now, in many ways, the account-based model is easier to work with and better for a lot of use cases. But actually, for what we're doing, the UTXO model is much better. And the reason is that the account-based model is malleable, right? I can constantly, in fact, I constantly need to change. Like I lost a sock, I bought some more socks, but this number constantly changes. And so knowing it with finality is very, very hard. Whereas sort of the number of socks I have in the drawer is final. Like that's it. And so the UTXO based model, not only does it have the advantage of being the exact same model that Bitcoin uses, but also has an advantage in terms of ZK proofs. It's much easier to produce ZK proofs which have definitive finality for a UTXO based model. So bottom line, coming back to the blockchain from the sock chain, what this means is that in many ways it's much easier for developers to build smart contracts specifically designed for Bitcoin on.
Yep. Anyways, so I thought it was a really good interview, and I thought that was a really good breakdown of UTXO model versus the other.
I don't quite get his analogy, but basically what he's saying is because Cardano and Bitcoin's UTXO and EUTXO are so similar that the Bitcoin's the piece of paper and the drawer is Bitcoin. I mean, Cardano's the piece of paper and Bitcoin's the drawer.
Like Ethereum, right? An EVM based chain, Solana EVM as well. Those are going to be like that list. So that ongoing list that is changing, where it's like, this is how many is here, this is how many's here, this is how many's here. But then like Cardano and Bitcoin, it's like, this is how many are in your drawer, this is how many are on your feet, this is how many are in this other place. So like the way that the information is actually like put together, as opposed to there just being one list where all of the information for the most part is, and then it's constantly changing, is more efficient for ZK proofs. And I think that that has more to do because you can kind of like, you can summarize a lot of different information on ZK and send quicker transactions. So like you can have where everything is, but all of it is sent in like a summary. So like the ZK is just like a bunch of summaries of where all of the information is, if that makes sense. I don't know if
kind of.
That's like, you can kind of like, okay, if every location's account is like a Bible, right? You can instead get cliff notes from every location, put those in one letter, and then send just a whole bunch of cliff notes.
I get it. It's like what the ZK would send out would be all the socks that are it would take the socks from the drawer on your feet in the washing machine and the dryer, total them into a little package and send that total on the ZK as in total socks.
Yep. And
not break it down to where everything else is.
It would break it down where everything else is, but it would be like the abbreviated version. So like instead of a sentence, it can break it down to like a couple of letters, and then you can have a list of all of the different where everything is. Right. So you can know everybody.
And I would think of it more like a stenographer. You know what a stenographer is? A court reporter.
Yes.
The person that when you go to court is typing, because they don't type out full words. They type out, it's like some kind of shorthand.
Yes.
But when it's given, a transcript can be written off of that stenography. So
yes, that's 100% exactly what it's like.
Okay. Yeah, weird keyboards for sure.
Yeah. I love it. 4 years, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
But
I've seen a lot of courtroom stenographers over my years.
Well, so this I thought was interesting and kind of funny. Let's see. First off, let me figure out how I can even do what I'm trying to do because I got out of it. But right here. So Aptos, right?
Hold on one second. I don't mean to cut you off, but I told, do you have anything on the El Salvador IMF? Third Patriot was asking. Do you have an article on that?
I do not. Do you?
Okay. I know a little bit about it. We can talk about it still. I just wanted to make sure that we got his comment right here.
Okay. Yeah, I missed that one too. I was going to say any idea what's happening with El Salvador and the IMF? Let me see if I can find a.
Well, we go into your articles. Go into the articles. We can go over it afterwards.
Because I know what happened before. Before, basically, they were like, "Hey, we want to give you a loan," and he was like,
"Well, it's the same situation right now. Same situation. IMF gave them some. I guess I wouldn't call them ultimatums, but conditions that they need to adhere to for them to give them some money. And El Salvador said, "Okay, sure." But it was like, not. It was toning down the Bitcoin, like making it to where it's not necessary to use Bitcoin or this or that. And then something about the Chivo wallet. I guess they don't like the Chivo wallet because there's many of freaking wallets. So something about discontinuing the Chivo wallet and then not mandating any kind of Bitcoin. There you go. Thank you, Frank, for yours. Not mandating the Bitcoin. And then, and what did they gave them? 1 point something billion. And then Naib, he bought another $1 million worth of Bitcoin today. He bought 11 Bitcoin today. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, like I was going to say, like the thing is like, yeah, that's basically what was going on is like they were trying to stop him from doing everything he did. But it's going to be so hard to get Naib to do anything when we're talking about the man 2x basically the entire country's treasury and paid off their debts, their global debts for the most part. And they're trying to give them more debt so that they can own him and make him their girlfriend.
Well, I mean, the world runs on debt. And I mean, if I was Naib, I would, I'll take, 1.1, 1.2 billion. I can't remember what the number was. And then take it and put it in Bitcoin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm sure he's getting the money for other things like infrastructure and stuff like that. But take a good chunk, put it in Bitcoin,
Yep. And are we having another dump? Yes, currently we are right now. And I'm gonna finish this article real quick.
Go ahead.
Yes. All right. So Aptos co-founder and CEO Mo Shaikh, perhaps.
I don't know.
Sorry if I said a racial slur or something crazy on accident. I'm really just I gave it a shot there. Most of the time I don't try. But steps down to start a new chapter. So this guy, Mo, who co-founded the firm in 2021 alongside Avery Ching, said that he would stay on the board at Aptos Labs as a strategic advisor. This guy looks like all of the successful Web3 founders. The fact that he doesn't have a ponytail is disappointing. But the co-founder and CEO, Layer 1 Blockchain Aptos Labs, has resigned from the top position to start a new chapter, with co-founder and chief technology officer Avery Ching now taking over as the new CEO. Mo co-founded Aptos alongside Ching in 2021, helping Aptos mainnet launch October 2022. He helped the firm raise $400 million and establish key partnerships. That's massive. So today I'm stepping away from Aptos to start a new chapter. Obviously, he wants to go do another startup. That's what CEOs do. You know what I mean? They either do what they're going to do until the ship takes off, or when the ship is about to crash. Either one of those, they either get on or they get off. They just come and go. That's how they are. For as long as I can remember.
A serial entrepreneur.
Yes, 100%. And so I'm not going to read all this. He's basically saying, blah, blah, blah. It was a great time. I love what I was doing. I was really passionate, but now I have other things I need to do. So this is
weird, though. You say he's the founder, right? Co-founder or founder?
pardon the wet here. I just jumped out of the shower, but I got 3 big updates that I want to recap from yesterday. One, we just announced Franklin Templeton is going to be launching their money market fund on Aptos. We've always talked about the institutions coming. Guess what? They're finally here and they're on Aptos. 2, we announced that we're acquiring Hash Palette to enter Japan in a big way. Japan has been a big market, untapped for a very long time, and we're going to be there, and we're going to be there in a big way. And 3, that brings us and makes Aptos the official wallet chain for 2025 World Expo. There are 28 million people expected to come through Osaka next year, and we'll be powering all their wallets. I can't wait to see y'all in Osaka. I can't wait to see you all over the world. And most importantly, I want to give a big shout out to the Aptos community. You guys are making Aptos' vision come to life. A globally connected economy, a rail for financial systems can only happen with you. Appreciate you guys. See y'all soon.
Aptos.
Huh.
So we've been saying it wrong this whole time.
Yeah.
I mean, he made
yeah.
it. So he would know, you know?
But it's kind of weird that you said he's the founder. He's
Co-founder.
stepping down now. Co-founder.
As the
Stepping
CEO.
down now in the height of the bull run.
As the CEO.
Okay.
So he's still going to be on the board of advisors. And, you know, he
Right.
still has that bag and allocation.
Oh, yeah. I don't see how Japan is a untapped market, though. Crypto's huge in Japan. But that's cool that it's going to be powering the World Expo. So the wallet. So that's a lot of users onboarded. We're getting a little pump from the altcoins right now. I want to take a minute and answer this question before you go to the next.
Yep.
So should we wait and shouldn't buy just yet? That's like a multi-prong. We would need to know more, but if you're just buying to hold, personally, every dip you get between now and the end of the bull run is a gift. So if you have
now in the
$1,000,
next 9 to 10 months.
right? If you have $1,000, this I can only tell you what my strategy would be. Say I got $1,000 sitting on the sidelines. I missed exposure to some coins. I would dump half of it in right now, and then I would wait a couple days, see what the market does. If it goes lower, okay, I can dump a little bit more in then. If it goes higher, so be it, because I got that exposure. You know, that's how I would do it. That's all we can really tell you. We can't tell you to buy or sell. We don't know your situation. So if there's blood in what? I can't believe it. Buy when there's blood
in the streets.
Buy when there's blood in the streets, even if it's your own. There you go. There you go. This Frank for years says he can, and his answer is buy.
Yes, exactly. And what Third Patriot's saying here, Japan in the news for Nissan and Honda merger, which that's pretty crazy because, dude, I think, I don't know. Yeah, Nissan, Honda, dope. Honda's a great car.
That's weird. That's like Chevy and Ford merging, or Dodge and Chevy merging. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's kind of weird. No, sir. The bull run is not over. The bull run is not over. No, this isn't even a huge pullback. We're only down 10% from the all-time high, you know, and we're going to get multiple 15, 20, 25% pullbacks between now and the end of the bull run.
Yes. All right. And then, so this one, we've all been waiting for this. Investor lawsuit filed against Haktua meme coin creators and partners.
Spit on that thing.
Spit on that thing. The Haktua token exhibits all the characteristics of an unregistered security under established legal precedents. Litigants claim. But, I mean, we know this story. We already talked about it.
Right.
Pre-launch marketing for Hawk framed the token as more than just a speculative asset. And, of course, massive failure. They took a lot of money. Apparently they didn't make that much. Apparently it was only a few million. Sad.
Yeah. They what was it? It was like $1 million in fees, right? Or something like that.
Yep.
Now all them insiders that dumped, they made a grip. But
Yes.
she herself didn't make that much money.
She only
You know,
made a couple $100,000.
You know, she hasn't been seen in over 300 hours. So it's like a running meme right now on Twitter. Like, so her last post was like, oh, I'm tired, I'm going to bed, or I'm going to sleep. And that was like 300 hours ago. So the meme is like, oh, she still hasn't woke up. You know, I guess she hasn't put out any YouTube content or anything.
Yeah, she hasn't done her podcast or anything.
Right.
But there you go.
She's hiding in a room with a gang of lawyers right now, probably.
Yeah, so Haley Wealth is, well, oh, look. And Tua the Moon Foundation. That's crazy.
Yeah. Tua the Moon. That's too much.
Interesting choice. Interesting choice. But anyways, and Alex Schultz. So he's being, yep, we love that. So then, Bitcoin Reserve Act may end crypto's 4-year boom bust cycle. This is obvious. We know this. We've talked about this, that it's going to take that big push from nation states in order to actually get us to that, to get us out of the 4-year cycle. But so far, nothing has broken it. So we don't know if this is going to happen. But Cynthia Loomis, we love her, introduced the Bitcoin Reserve Act earlier this year. States like Texas and Pennsylvania have filed similar proposals. Russia, Thailand, and Germany are reportedly considering proposals of their own, furthering ramping up pressure. And then, so this is basically like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Once some people do it, then everybody's going to do it. And then everybody that doesn't do it is left out. It's going to be massive. I'm excited. I can't wait to see how this turns out. I think everybody that holds Bitcoin is going to be happy. I think altcoins will probably still stay in their cycles for the most part.
Yeah, I think you're right there. I think, first of all, let me premise it by, until the 4-year cycle breaks, I still believe in the 4-year cycle. But that being said, we could see Bitcoin move away from the 4-year cycle where altcoins are still extremely volatile. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
Yep, there we go. I mean, all this stuff that they're going to say is just fluff. Every Bitcoin cycle has a narrative trying to push the idea that this one is different. The conditions have never been so ideal. Crypto has never had a pro-crypto U.S. president who controls the Senate and the Congress. I mean,
and Cynthia Loomis came out today because so yesterday during the FOMC, Powell was asked, you know, does the Fed own Bitcoin? Do they plan on buying Bitcoin? And Powell essentially said that, you know, we don't have the authority. We're not allowed to own Bitcoin. We don't possess the authority to own Bitcoin. That would have to be by Congress. Well, Cynthia Loomis came out today and was like, so Jerome Powell says he don't have the authority to own Bitcoin. Well, I want to give him the authority to own Bitcoin so we can get this strategic reserve going. And that's killer, bro. That's killer.
We like that.
Do you think Link can go to 21 again?
Yes.
Absolutely.
I think it'll go to 35.
Will it happen? I'm not sure, but I think we were just at 21. What is the charts right here?
I think it'll go to 25 or 35. At least.
Well, it's at 20. It's at 20. He means go back down to 21. It's actually at 23,605 right now.
I would just buy it now, my dude, to be honest.
So it hit yesterday. It hit a low of 21.71. It hasn't been to 21 even since the 11th. But it definitely could. You know, if the market keeps going down, then it's definitely going to go down with it. And all signs are pointing still to the downside. But once again, like John just said, you know, John just said, just buy it right now. But your best bet is whatever you were going to put into it, put in a little now, and then if it goes lower, pick up some more. Because in reality, that $2 difference between now and the end of the bull run isn't going to be that big. It isn't going to be that big a deal. You know what I mean? You're talking, what is that? Well, it's less than 10%. It's about an 8% difference, I guess.
Yep. And then Deutsche Bank, we were talking about Deutsche Bank doing some crypto things and getting into the crypto business, which was pretty bullish because it's a massive bank. This one is talking about they're going to add ZK Sync in their zeitgeist of their investment portfolio and what they're going to be using for their actual business. So after the world's shortest testnet, Kraken brought forward yesterday the mainnet launch of its Inc. L2 rollup. It's got to be CK Sync. Yeah. Months ahead of schedule. Then a consumer-focused Validium L2 on the Avail data availability layer also launched its mainnet. But the announcement that's getting ETH bulls excited today is banking giant Deutsche Bank is planning on an L2 deployment on ZK Sync's Elastic Chain stack, which is exciting. Institutions are looking to build on chain and are coming over to ZK Sync for the ability to build in Web3 without compromise. ZK Sync offers institutions with customizable architecture to build tailored solutions that enable privacy, scalability, and interoperability with other private public blockchains. Alex Glaukadrich, co-inventor of ZK Sync, told Blockworks. And we're not going to go into the rest of it, but essentially that's what they're talking about. And this is huge because this is not just ETH, Bitcoin. You know what I mean? This is not just the big stuff. This is like definitely like a use case that they're looking into on a layer 2 on Ethereum.
And it does say right there, though, permissioned layer 2. So it's going to be a private layer 2.
Yeah, for their bank. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is
bullish. You know, so like JP Morgan already has theirs. I can't
it's 2013 JPM chain.
Yeah, the JPM chain. They've had it for quite a while.
For interbank transfers.
Right. But I'm sure they're reworking it because if it was from 2013, that's definitely out of date technology.
Well, it's permissioned. Well, I think it came a little bit after that, but it's permissioned so they can update it and change it however that they want for whatever purpose.
For sure.
Time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But bullish, exciting. Beyond that, I think those are the extent of my articles. And then this is just some light reading that I had about DAO governance. I think it's let's see, I don't know how many pages it is. It's just 50. A light 50 pager. Casual light reading. But that's what we got.
Light reading.
Yeah.
All right. I got some douche bank is a World Bank front. Yes. Yes, they are, sir. Yes. Definitely. And I believe that's exactly how you spell Deutsche Bank right there too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I got some bookmarks and stuff, but before we get into it, let's go ahead and reset the room real quick. Do us a favor. Hit that like button, subscribe, share this with a friend. If you are on YouTube, tap that notification bell. We go live Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. PST. If you're on Twitter, tag some DGens, retweet, all that good stuff, and let's get the word out there. All right. Let's go back here. All right. Let's see here. Do what?
Thank you, Lou. We appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Frank for years. Do you guys do TA2? We do, but if you join the Discord, there is a lot more regular TA. And so follow us on Twitter at JPG Empire or at JPG Empire, JPG Empire. Send us a DM, follow the Discord in the bio, and then join us. hop in there, just ask some questions. We'll direct you through everything.
And we do a little TA on stream too at the end of the show. Usually just go over a couple of the top coins. And then if somebody has a coin, then I'll take a look at it or something like that. But we try not to just let the show drone on and on and on for a long period of time. So let's get into some of the bookmarks that I got. And this is so it's another one. Follow Crypto Nightly.
Yes.
It's at Crypto Nightly 01 on Twitter. And you will get a lot of our insights from the show on that. The NFT project and everything is Jpg Empire. That's the head company, and then Crypto Nightly is YouTube. So I seen this earlier, and I had to retweet it because this is a story as old as Bitcoin is right here. Profit, take profit. I forgot to take profit.
Yeah.
You know? So you should always be realizing profits. Nobody ever went broke taking profit. So you should always be looking to take some profit. Always have some dry powder. When we had this big run up, you got to remember, when we start shooting up parabolically, like Bitcoin did to 108, like SWE did to 507, like Cardano did to $1.31, when it's like, it's coming back. And we've been talking about this for a couple of weeks about the bearish divs on the daily on a lot of these coins, and that it was coming back. And then a lot of times the fundamental news. So a lot of people say, show me the charts, I'll tell you the news. And yeah, you know what I mean? The charts are mathematical. They do what they're going to do. But like we like to say, is the fundamental news is like the gas in the brake for the trend of the market. And we were already on shaky ground when Fed Powell came out and was all hawkish. And so we were already shaky. Boom, market goes down. And if we're bullish and then Microsoft comes out and says, hey, we decided to go ahead and put 50 billion in Bitcoin, it's going to go to the moon. You know what I mean? So it's all about that, the ebb and the flow and the mixing the two together. But that's a long way of saying take profit. You know what I mean? Just realize a little bit of profit. Say, for every 40% your portfolio goes up, maybe take out 5%, put it to the side. So when it dips, you can put it back in. Nobody ever went broke taking profit. That's the point of the story. All right. And then, so old Hosky, Cattle Daddy himself, says Cardano is going to have an integration demo live at Bitcoin 2025. So this is very intriguing because all of a sudden, Charles has been, he's always talked about Bitcoin, but all of a sudden, he's alluding to all this stuff with XRP, all this stuff with Bitcoin. He was talking to the founders or the CEOs or somebody for Flare on the XRPL and everything like that. I'm kind of interested. Is this going to be a Bitcoin OS integration demo? We will definitely be there. I will definitely be there. I don't know if John's going to be able to make it from Honduras, but I will definitely be there for Bitcoin 2025. So this is going to be interesting for sure. And then this is the, judge sentences, falsely proclaimed Bitcoin creator Craig Wright to prison. And then this goes over. So Cynthia Loomis says she wanted to give the Federal Reserve the authority to own Bitcoin. And here you go. Here's some perspective. With everything going on, the markets are crashing. This has happened. Everybody's losing money. I bought it at 108,000. I'm already down 10%. Well, while all this has happened, take this into perspective. While you're panicking about a little tiny Bitcoin dip, which it is, it's only 10% since the all-time high over 3 days. Mara, literally a mining company, a Bitcoin mining company, for the second time bought $1.53 billion in Bitcoin. BlackRock bought $359 million in Bitcoin. Hut 8, the third mining company that we've seen in the past month. So you had Riot, Mara bought some, then Riot bought some, Mara just bought some more, and now Hut 8, which is another Bitcoin mining company, they just bought $100 million worth of Bitcoin. Okay. And Saylor is probably hitting the market for another $3 billion to buy more Bitcoin, which is true because he's purchased, it's not even quite $6 billion yet of his 21-21 plan. 21 billion in equity, 21 billion in fundraising to get 42 billion worth of Bitcoin or something like that. So nation states are buying in stealth mode. Well, we know one that's not buying in stealth mode. It's plastering it every day, and that's naive. So, spot Bitcoin ETFs purchased two. So this is why the mining companies are buying Bitcoin OTC, right? Because the new American spot Bitcoin ETFs purchased 2,750 Bitcoin yesterday, while miners only mined 450. So we talked a little bit about this last week and the week before, how the purchasing of these institutional entities, these nation states, these whales, they're literally purchasing, this right here is 5 times the amount. No, that's 6 times the amount. So they literally purchase 6 times the amount that's being mined. It's inevitable. Supply and demand, price go to the freaking moon, right? So Michael Saylor says he's willing to advise President-elect Trump on crypto. I mean, I think that's kind of because I don't think he's going to advise him on crypto. I think he might
advise him on Bitcoin, and allegedly,
Bitcoin.
according to rumors, he's been Ethereum curious. So who knows?
Well, his whole thing is that if you've watched any of his, I know you have, John, but if anybody's watched any of his earlier videos, like last cycle, he's real big on like ethics, talking about the ethical this, the ethical that. And he's seen Bitcoin as the only thing that's going to have regulatory and legal framework. Well, guess what? Ethereum does now too. Hell, by the end of 2025, Ripple might have it. So the more and more and more we get these ethical and regulatory bodies, putting stuff forward, so we have, a clear outline of where these coins stand, we might see Michael Saylor, but he would be demonized by the maxis if he ever bought anything like that.
Any Ethereum.
Right? Even Ethereum. And then this is just the Hut 8 buys 990 Bitcoin. So this is another one. This is good. I mean, I meant to show this yesterday. So Hong Kong approves 4 more Bitcoin and crypto exchanges. China is coming next, So there we go there. Bitcoin restaking comes to SWI with SAT layer integration. That's bullish. And then I think we already went over the SWI ecosystem. We really like SWI here. And I'm still curious to see who's right. Is it SWI or is it SWI? I'm kind of curious. You need to get that interview. Just even if only that question is answered. That's all we need to know. So other than that, that is about, oh, my bad. I didn't even bring up the market yet. Okay. So let's take a look. We'll go over it real quick. So this right here, I was looking at this earlier. So this is just, 1, 2, 3, 4. We've only been dumping for 4 days. Technically, we've only been dumping for here. Let me put those on regular candles so you can actually see it. So we've only been dumping for 2 days. We had a shooting star here that caused that, started off the dump, and we're only down 10%. 10% is nothing. That's nothing. So But when we look at the market, we are still showing some bearishness, you know. So your RSI is still down here in the median range. This 50 line is usually going to denote like bearish and bullish. You know, you see how we stay above it this whole time. Boom, boom. We're always above the 50, always above the 50. Well, that's going to be a bull trend. If we break this 50 right here, let me make that a little bigger. If we break this 50 right here, we are going to be in a bear trend. If we start bouncing around down here in the oversold territory, we're going to be in a bear trend. And you can kind of see that right here. So let's go back June, July, August, right? See how we broke below the 50 and we couldn't really get back above it. We tried several times until here in September when it really started to take off. We broke the 50. We came back down a little bit and then we just stayed above it. And now if we overlay that with the price chart, you can see, you know, when we're below it, it's just kind of bearish. We're below the 200 on the daily. We're below the 50. Well, now we are starting to go back below it right now. We also have a major bearish div playing out. So you got price high, price action go up, RSI go down, and here on Market Cipher, momentum goes down. So it is playing out. Doesn't mean it's over, but it is playing out. We got these nice big candles. We might, if we're lucky, so we got a little hammer candle right here right now. Let me get rid of that so you guys can see this better. So if we can get a nice little pump tomorrow, even if we just come back, even if this tomorrow's candle, or this is actually today, but it's technically tomorrow's candle, even if we don't get an engulfing candlestick right here, an engulfing green candlestick, to where this body shoots up and goes past this body somewhere, you know, between the top of the wick and the body, that's going to be like an engulfing, like this right here. So we got a red candle, boom, that's an engulfing green candle. Then that's not engulfing. This is slightly engulfing because it went just a little bit above, you know. But if we can get that, we could see like a tweezer bottom right here on the daily. And when we go down on, let's go down to the 2 hour. So the 2 hour is showing, oh, this is the other thing right here. Let's work down a little bit. So we lost the 200 on the 4 hour, which is bearish. Definitely bearish if we cannot get back above the 200 on the 4 hour right here, because we've also lost it on the 2 hour. And I think yesterday is when we were talking about this. I said, we lose this 200 right here. We lose this, we're going to the 4 hour. Well, guess what? We went to the 4 hour and we lost the 4 hour. This is the magic sauce right here, the 200. Okay. So on the 2 hour, we are getting a nice big double green dot on Market Cipher. There is a nice candle here, nice green candle. We have pumped a little bit. RSI is still under the 14 median line right here. It's like a moving average for the RSI. So it's like a 14-day or 14 candle moving average right here. We are still under it. So we got to get back above that. But the main thing with any coins to recover is down at the 1 minute. It starts at the 1 minute. Okay. If you can't get above the 200 on the 1 minute, you're not going anywhere. Okay. And we are getting some bearish div on the 1 minute. Price action up, RSI down, but we have reclaimed it on the 1 minute. So then you jump up to the 7 minute and see we're still way under the 200 on the 7 minute. The 7 minute 200 is at about 99,000. So if we can't get above that, and look, we've been fighting all day with it. You know, this is Monday. We got above it. We're able to stay above it. And then we lost it right here on Tuesday. And we have not been able to fight to get above it, because you figure Jerome Powell came out about right about there, I think, is when Jerome Powell came out and was talking. You see, we keep fighting. So the trend does not shift until we start getting everything back above that. So that's it on Bitcoin. Let's take a look. SWI, and every coin we look at is going to be about the same. Look, SWI, 7 minute, definitely under it. 2 hour, looks like we just lost. Yeah, we just lost the 200 on the 2 hour. It is showing a double green dot with some kind of bullish div on the 2 hour. You got lower price action. And you have flat to upward RSI. So that is going to be a bullish div. And you can see we're getting a little bit of a pump right here. We got that double green dot on market cipher. Money flow slowly rolling to the upside. Momentum or VWAP going to the upside. RSI turned up. And the momentum is turned up, right? If we are lucky, we see something like this where it kind of rolls back up to the upside and we get back into the green. That's yet to be determined though. So we get out of that. Since we lost the 200 on the 2 hour, I'm going to be looking for the 4 hour, and it looks like we wicked off it. Let's see here. Yeah. I mean, we pretty much wicked right off of the 200 right here. And then we started to go back up. 4 hour hasn't printed a green dot yet, but it does look like it's getting ready to clip. Money flow, slight curve to the upside, VWAP to the upside. We could see this maybe clip or get a green dot, say like, about 1 in the morning my time. So what's this one? This one ends at, this is 1700. So about 6 hours from now, 7 hours from now, something like that. We could see it finally clip. Cardano, same thing. Cardano has lost the 200 on the 4 hour. We are getting the double green dot. We are seeing money flow. I mean, that's a pretty good curve on the money flow right here. When you're looking at that, you know, we could see it come right back up like that. That would be the best case scenario, but it's all going to start down here on the 1 minute. Put those Heikenhashi on so it looks a little smoother. We see we got over the 1 minute and we blasted off. Boom. We're starting to roll back over. 7 minute. 7 minute, we still have not regained. And it looks like we're starting to flag out a little bit on the 7 minute. Momentum is extremely high on the 7 minute right here. We're up in the 80s, red dot. VWAP pointed down. Money flow still pointed up though, but the momentum is coming down. And it looks like, I mean, you could say maybe we're flagging right here, but we could be rolling over and coming back down to touch a 21 also. So that is the kind of the state of the market. Let's see here. What's going on here? Sad we crashed the market. She got some work to do. Yeah. ADA has been a hard hold for sure. For sure. Caught ADA long ago at 9 cents. Nice. Nice.
And
let's take a look. I seen somebody mention XRP earlier. See, now this is interesting. Usually I have like a rule of thumb. I learned it by watching Lifer and watching him trade. When the 7 minute gets above the 200, enter a long. But it's not that simple. Like it got above the 200 and you would enter here, which the momentum is still going up, right? And this would be going up. So you would have made some gains. It wasn't an explosive move, but We got the momentum coming down now with the red dot. Coming down, money flow is flattening, but the VWAP's coming back up. We could see this clip print a little green dot and then go back to the upside. I could see something like this. Oops. I could see XRP starting to flag, and that next candle right there might be the breakout of it. You know, or we could go a little, include that candle. We could see that start to form a flag. Boom. And that would take us up to about 239. 239 and some change right there. But we have this SR level here at 237. So I would imagine if we went up, we would find some resistance right here at 237. That would be a bull case for XRP. I would kind of like to see it go up a little more and then get a nice flag and print this big cup and handle right here. That would be nice. But that is about it. Lifer here. Hell yeah. Yeah, I like Lifer. I'm part of his trading group. Unfortunately, I don't get to spend as much time in there as I should. But I'm definitely in it. I definitely like the dude knows what he's talking about. He's the most consistent. Hell, he's the most consistent person on YouTube, as far as I'm concerned. The dude he has live streamed every day since like 2022. Every day. You know, it may be, even when he travels, his mom died on Thanksgiving and he live streamed the next day. And he live streamed prior to that happening. You know what I mean? Definitely most consistent person. Doesn't use any of these paid indicators. He uses what TradingView has. He uses, the Stokes, the RSI, the moving averages, the VWAP or the VRVP, the volumes and stuff. And that's it. That's about all So, yeah, it's crazy. Definitely the most dedicated person I've ever seen, especially in crypto YouTube.
100%. He's one of my favorites for sure.
Yeah.
But thank you all for joining us tonight. Tomorrow, Desert will be out, but I'm going to be running the show. So you won't get TA. You'll get some articles, and then maybe I'll get somebody to join me. But probably not. We'll probably just go through everything, and I'll have some bookmarks to talk about what's going on in Twitterverse and everything like that.
Make sure you get the crypto update or the market update right, bro. I was watching last time, and you were like, "Oh, I know Desert Crypto's gonna be talking smack right now."
Yeah, and I couldn't remember what it was. Ondo was what I was trying to remember, and I couldn't remember, and I couldn't believe that.
Thank you, Frank, for yours. We appreciate that.
We appreciate you guys. Thank you all for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow night. And, everybody go touch some grass. Hug your family. Have a good day. And we'll see you on the next one. Peace.